Good evening. Thank you for joining us on CBS News Detroit at 7. I'm Jeff Skaversky.
I'm Shayna Humphreys. Tonight we are remembering the 3 students who were killed in a shooting at Michigan State University Monday night. 5 other students were wounded and are still in critical condition at Sparrow Hospital.
Communities throughout the state are coming together tonight for several vigils to honor the victims and offer support to families, friends, and loved ones. The 3 victims who lost their lives during the campus shooting. 20-year-old Brian Fraser, a sophomore from Grosse Pointe. You see him on the left there. He was the president of his fraternity. He was studying business at MSU. 19-year-old Ariel Anderson was a junior from Grosse Pointe. Her family says she was studying to become a surgeon. 20-year-old Alexandria Verner. She was a junior from Clawson who was an athlete studying forensic science. She was also a part of the National Honor Society.
Communities are banding together to honor the victims across the state, and we're going to take you to a few of those vigils tonight. Starting with Grosse Pointe Farms, a prayer vigil will be held at the Grosse Pointe Memorial Church, and then another will be held outside near the Rock on the campus of Michigan State University. And the University of Michigan will host another vigil at the Diag tonight. We're going to go live to our Ibrahim Samra. He is at the Grosse Pointe Memorial Church in Grosse Pointe Farms for that prayer vigil. Ibrahim.
And Shayna, that service now beginning here tonight at Grosse Pointe Memorial Church. Of course, this is a community where 2 of those victims grew up. That's Ariel Anderson and Brian Fraser, whom a lot of his friends are here tonight. To my right, the organist that will be playing the sights and sounds of today's service. And then also to my left, your right, are the many people who are in attendance, just over 100 people filling in the sanctuary here. And of course, this is a community that is hurting, one that is left with the last memories of those that they love, but refuse to make that the memory that they choose to remember them by. And of course, this is a community, again, it's hurting, that is honoring those that lost their lives. You know, what happened on MSU's campus Monday evening, of course, rocked the East Lansing community, but it also rocked the people right here in Grosse Pointe because, again, as I mentioned, 2 of those people who were lost in that shooting right here from Grosse Pointe. And of course, we're going to try to do our best to listen in on a prayer service right now.
And have entrusted our children to has been breached, and chaos and death have ensued. And this time the flood waters have reached even us, as 2 of our own have been lost in a senseless act of violence. Some of us sit here in grief at the friends that we've lost, others in the innocence that has been taken away, that there are places we think that are still safe for our kids that may be no more. And still others of us are angry at the appalling and maddening truth that we've had more mass shootings in our nation this year than there are days in the calendar. It never ends, and we are bitter with grief. We are here with many emotions, O Lord, and we wonder what to do, and what we can count on, and where we go from here. But Lord, we also hold on to the fact tonight that you are our comfort and our strength in crisis and in chaos. And so we pray that you surround us now with your grace and with your peace. That by your Spirit, lift up those who have fallen, sustain those who are heartbroken, rebuild broken communities, and fill us with the hope of your new creation. We pray these things through Jesus Christ, our rock and our Redeemer. Amen. Friends, I invite us now to rise in body or in spirit as we're going to sing together hymn number 819, Be Still My Soul. The red hymnals are either under your seats or right in front of you. Let's sing together.
looking at a live look there of Grosse Pointe Memorial Church in Grosse Pointe
right.
Farms, where one of the vigils across the state is happening tonight. Now let's go to our Kelly Vaughn standing by outside the Rock at Michigan State University, where the deadly mass shooting took place Monday night. Kelly.
The candlelit vigil here was beautiful. It just wrapped up a few minutes ago. There was beautiful singing. They reminded the community of the resources that are available to them. And most importantly, the community here had each other to lean on. Now I'm joined by two MSU students, Kate and Lauren. They are a junior and a sophomore, sisters here. What was tonight like for you all?
It was just very emotional, coming back onto campus for the first time since it's all happened. She was trapped in the dorm.
All alone, yeah. So I've been like holding in the tears ever since like 4 hours wrapped up in this, like, is what caused them to finally happen. And so it was like kind of nice, like feeling like I'm like going through it and accepting everything more and processing the feelings.
And going through that on Monday and knowing how it ended and looking back on it now, how does that feel for you?
It was just surreal because, I mean, I went to high school and we had threats, and so I'm used to that, and then all of a sudden you're told, like, they might be coming for you, and I was all alone in my dorm room, and so it was just scary. Everyone was texting me and blowing up my phone, and it just felt so overwhelming, and then you're just trying to listen to the police scanner and then try and make out what's real, and then like people are reporting shots in my dorm room, and it was insane.
And what are you doing? Are you trying to barricade the door, all that, or you're by yourself? That makes it so much more stressful.
Yeah, so I couldn't like push anything heavy in front of my door because I was all alone, so I just turned off the lights and locked it and like prayed that they won't come to my dorm.
And now you're saying that being here with your sister and the community, it feels kind of like a release?
Yeah, it's nice to see all the support that everyone has and just seeing the community come together.
And you kind of talked to me about how this has been going on a while.
Yeah, so we've always kind of grown up in a world where school shootings are a reality. It's more prevalent in younger schools, so we had to reckon with it earlier. As we saw this happen almost 5 years exactly from Parkland, and that started March for Our Lives, which our family had decided to participate and go to Washington, D.C. to protest for Michigan in 2018, but we haven't really seen any change, and so these attacks have just kind of persisted, and it's the reality we live with at this time.
I wonder what the conversations are like on campus. You know, we can talk about it in the media, we can talk about it, politicians can talk about it, but what are you guys saying to each other on campus?
There's definitely a sense of almost cynicism because so little has happened and there's already been so much we've had to deal with, and we've been calling for change ever since we were young kids and teenagers, and now we're young adults, and still it just feels like nowhere is safe. We have a strong sense of community for each other, and everyone's always checking in on each other. That was one thing that became very clear through this attack, was everyone was constantly texting their group chats from their classes and calling their friends to make sure everyone they knew was as safe as possible. Fortunately for us, everyone we were close with was, but that wasn't the case for a lot of people who had connection to the 5 injured who are still fighting and the 3 who have passed away, and it's just incredibly sad. And there's almost this survivor's guilt of you feeling that relief, knowing that it's not someone from your world, but you still know it is someone else's.
Thank you both so much for talking with us. We know you have a lot going on, so it means a lot.
Thank you.
And as she mentioned, that community, having one another, that's something they talked about in the vigil, leaning on one another, and of course praying for those others injured that are still in the hospital, and for law enforcement and the doctors that are taking care of them. But the main message here tonight is that the MSU family is Spartan strong, and they'll be here for one another for what's to come. For now, reporting live from Michigan State University, Kelly Vaughn for CBS News Detroit.
All right, Kelly, thank you for that tonight. From the Rock at Michigan State. We'll have more from you coming up in just a few minutes. And we'll continue our coverage of tonight's vigils across Metro Detroit and in East Lansing for the MSU students killed in Monday's mass shooting at Michigan State after the break.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Macomb County. Hi, we're CBS News Detroit. But we don't just cover the news here. We're also here, and everywhere in between. You know, the places you live, work, and play in Southeast Michigan. We're talking less of this and more of the stories that actually matter to you.
CBS News Detroit. On your block, around the clock.
That's right. Local news just found a home in your neighborhood. We're CBS News Detroit. Live, streaming, and on demand. Nice to meet you. CBS News Detroit. On your block, around the clock in Wayne County. CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Monroe County.
CBS News Detroit, the stories you care about.
Live, streaming, and on demand. We're on your block, around the clock.
Southeast Michigan news whenever you want it.
We live here. We work here.
From North Branch to Southgate.
East Point to Westland.
Wherever you live, we're here for you.
Making a difference in your neighborhood.
CBS News Detroit. Live, streaming, and on demand. Building a better newscast, one story at a time.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Oakland County. It's here, the new CBS News Detroit.
Covering every corner of our community.
With experienced journalists, uncovering the stories that truly matter to you.
Making a difference in your neighborhood.
And weather experts, always looking ahead to prepare you for what's next. Live, streaming, and on demand, with more hours of local news coming soon.
Southeast Michigan news whenever you want it, right here on CBS News Detroit.
Weekdays at 5, 6, and 11, and streaming live.
Welcome back to CBS News Detroit at 7. Tonight, vigils are happening across the state of Michigan to honor the 3 lives lost Monday night at Michigan State University. We are going to take you now to the campus of the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, typically a rival of MSU, but the support there runs strong as well. We're going to take you to the DIAG, the center of campus, a meeting point for students and staff, and we're going to listen in to.
You may feel numb from all of this, from growing up in these constant mass shootings, with school shootings, with Oxford. And I don't want you to feel numb, because this shouldn't be our reality. This was close to home for all of us. We are students here at U of M, and like Noah said, we may be rivals on the field, but we are together in this. We are one community, one state. We are the other university here, and we are here for MSU, for our friends, our community members, students, faculty, everyone affected by this shooting. Unlike some other shootings that often affect, a large community, but this one affects tens of thousands of students, every single one of them who had to survive the shooting, who now has that label of survivor. That is shocking and tragic and horrific. It shouldn't be the case, but it is. Please take this time, take this vigil to grieve, to heal, to feel all those feelings, and be in community with each other, as we are Wolverines, but we're here to support our Spartans. Thank you.
Please take all the time that you need. If you would like to sign the banner, there are markers up front. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, while they are working on transitioning to another speaker at that vigil at the University of Michigan, we're going to take you back to the center of all of this, where another vigil is underway tonight. CBS News Detroit's Kelly Vaughn is close to the Rock at Michigan State University, where so many students have turned out. Well over 1,000, Kelly, you've told us, came out to pay their respects and to honor their 3 classmates who were killed this week.
Yes, there was many thousand students here. It wasn't just students. There was faculty members, community members. People brought their entire families out here, young children, a lot of pets in tow. It was truly a community event today. Thousands of people surrounded the Rock, which was repainted with a supportive message for everyone involved at the community here. And then just behind me, they had speakers that were speaking to this community. The vigil just wrapped up about 20 minutes ago, but they had a lot of beautiful music. There was beautiful singing. They reminded the community of the resources, all the mental health that was available. I'm reminding people that they are not alone. Also, they spoke about the Oxford tragedy and how the community here was impacted by that as well. And they also talked about the Oakland County Sheriff's Office that came out here during the event on Monday, and how these communities are truly connected through tragedy but are there to help one another. They also talked about the injured students and those that are still in the hospital, and how they're continuing to pray for them, as well as for the nurses and the doctors that are caring for them. The school officials, they applauded the students here at MSU and their ability to follow protocols in the face of fear. There's been a lot of talk about how everything went to plan. As obviously a tragedy like this, it was horrendous, but what it was supposed to happen did happen, and the school staff here applauded students for following that protocol. There was candles lit, people crying on one another, tissues being passed out, but the main message was that they wanted to show strength that they'll find in each other. So they said it's important at this time to not be alone, to lean on one another. I just spoke with some students a few minutes ago who say they really hope that actual change can come after this shooting, but that's what they say. They say after every shooting. So it's kind of hard to find that optimism that something might, some lasting change might come from this event. But again, they just say for one another, they're going to be strong and be here for one another as this continues. For now, reporting live from Michigan State University, Kelly Vaughn, CBS News Detroit.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Macomb County. Hi, we're CBS News Detroit. But we don't just cover the news here. We're also here, and everywhere in between. You know, the places you live, work, and play in Southeast Michigan. We're talking less of this, and more of the stories that actually matter to you.
CBS News Detroit. On your block, around the clock.
That's right. Local news just found a home in your neighborhood. We're CBS News Detroit. Live, streaming, and on demand. Nice to meet you. CBS News Detroit. On your block, around the clock in Wayne County. CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Monroe County.
CBS News Detroit, the stories you care about.
Live, streaming, and on demand. We're on your block, around the clock.
Southeast Michigan news whenever you want it.
We live here. We work here.
From North Branch to Southgate.
East Point to Westland.
Wherever you live, we're here for you.
Making a difference in your neighborhood.
CBS News Detroit. Live, streaming, and on demand. Building a better newscast, one story at a time.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Oakland County. It's here, the new CBS News Detroit.
Covering every corner of our community.
With experienced journalists, uncovering the stories that truly matter to you.
Making a difference in your neighborhood.
And weather experts, always looking ahead to prepare you for what's next. Live, streaming, and on demand, with more hours of local news coming soon.
Southeast Michigan news whenever you want it, right here on CBS News Detroit.
Weekdays at 5, 6, and 11, and streaming live.
Welcome back to CBS News Detroit at 7 o'clock. We continue our coverage tonight of the vigils across the state of Michigan as we remember and honor the victims who were killed on Monday in the deadly mass shooting at Michigan State University. We have coverage from Grosse Pointe Memorial Church as well as Michigan State at the Rock. But now let's listen in live at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor at the Diag. We lost some of the audio there at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, where they're having a vigil tonight to remember the victims. And you look at that school, you know, on paper, that is a rival of Michigan State. And on the field, on the court, those schools are rivals. But tonight, Michiganders are coming together. Yeah, those students there were saying, we were listening in just a few minutes ago, and we will take you back there soon as we get these audio issues figured out. But they were saying, we are Wolverines, but tonight we are standing with our Spartans. It is one family that typically intense rivalry just does not matter. It's not a factor tonight as all of these students band around each other after what happened Monday night. We will take you back there soon, though, and we're going to take a quick break right now.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Macomb County. Hi, we're CBS News Detroit. But we don't just cover the news here. We're also here, and everywhere in between. You know, the places you live, work, and play in Southeast Michigan. We're talking less of this, and more of the stories that actually matter to you.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock.
That's right. Local news just found a home in your neighborhood. We're CBS News Detroit, live, streaming, and on demand. Nice to meet you. CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Wayne County. CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Monroe County.
CBS News Detroit, the stories you care about.
Live, streaming, and on demand. We're on your block, around the clock.
Southeast Michigan news whenever you want it.
We live here. We work here.
From North Branch to Southgate.
East Point to Westland.
Wherever you live, we're here for you.
Making a difference in your neighborhood.
CBS News Detroit, live, streaming, and on demand. Building a better newscast, one story at a time.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Oakland County. It's here, the new CBS News Detroit.
Covering every corner of our community.
With experienced journalists, uncovering the stories that truly matter to you.
Making a difference in your neighborhood.
And weather experts, always looking ahead to prepare you for what's next. live, streaming, and on demand, with more hours of local news coming soon.
Southeast Michigan news whenever you want it, right here on CBS News Detroit.
Weekdays at 5, 6, and 11, and streaming live.
Welcome back. We are going to take you back to the Grosse Pointe Memorial Church now, where our Ibrahim Samra is standing by. There's a vigil tonight for the 3 students who were killed Monday night on the MSU campus. 2 of those students originally from Grosse Pointe. Ibrahim, what's the latest there?
Yes, Jeff, Shayna, we're about just over midway through this prayer vigil here at Grosse Pointe Memorial Church. What you're looking at is an oboe player and then also an organist who is obviously in charge of the sights and sounds of today's service. Obviously, so far, hearts are heavy here. I mean, they are everywhere, aren't they? And whether it's in MSU or here in Grosse Pointe, again, where 2 of the 3 victims grew up here. We have Brian Frazier, who was a 20-year-old that went to Grosse Pointe South High School. Then we have Ariel Anderson, who graduated from Grosse Pointe North High School, both beloved in this community. And of course, the emotion, there's really no way to describe it. I mean, what happened in East Lansing Monday night, it not only rocked that community and the students and the parents of those students who go to that university, but right here in Grosse Pointe, where again 2 of those 3 victims grew up here. And we'd be remiss not to mention also Alexandria Verner, who right now there is a vigil that being held in the Clausen football field in her respective town where she grew up, also beloved by the community. So really there isn't a word, one word at least, to describe the feeling, the heartache, the heartbreak that really lies in the hearts of the people here. But of course, it is at full capacity here inside the sanctuary. And as I mentioned, Jeff and Shayna, heavy hearts still lie right here in the city of Grosse Pointe. We're let's take a live listen at what's being said right now.
We are at a loss right now for words. There are no perfect words for us to say, but we have silently opened our hearts to you, and we know that you lovingly hear us. We ask for your care and your comforting love to surround each one here and all who are grieving or in pain. We are surrounded with the sadness as we turn to you in the midst of this tragedy. Today we especially pray for all who love Ariel, Alexandria, and Brian. We ask that your love be with all for whom life has been forever changed by horrible loss. We pray for your continuing presence to comfort them and to comfort us. We pray for those who are suffering in a hospital with grave injuries tonight. We hand them to you, and yet we hold them in our hearts, and we ask for your healing and your care. We ask, loving God, that you be with all who are afraid, wounded, or lost because of this heartbreaking tragedy. God of grace, as we leave this place tonight, we ask that you lead each of us to love with greater intention and purpose. You are a loving God, and you have given us that gift of love. Help us in the midst of loss and pain to share our love and care for one another. We ask that you help us to embrace one another, comfort one another, and care for one another. And we pray that you hold us in your care and in your love. All this we pray through your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen. And now please stand in body or in spirit and sing David's Hymn, page 676.
We're listening in there from the Grosse Pointe Memorial Church in Grosse Pointe Farms, the area where Ariel Anderson and Brian Frazier were from. And now let's go back to Kelly Vaughn at the Rock at Michigan State in East Lansing. Kelly.
The vigil here ended over 30 minutes ago, but there are still many students out here honoring the lives that were lost on Monday and showing one another support. Kathleen, she so graciously decided to chat with us. Could you just tell us about what tonight's been for you? It was beautiful messages, but what was it like for you?
I don't know. These past couple of days, I've just felt really numb. This is one of those things that you kind of always hear about and mourn from a distance, and you never think it's going to happen to you. And then it did. And tonight's vigil was just a really great way for our community to come together and show support for one another. And I don't think I could be prouder to be a Spartan. And this school means so much to me, and it's more than just a school, you know. It's just a great place to be, and everyone supports each other.
And we're standing in front of the Rock. It's something we've talked about throughout the night. It's been painted with different messages a few times now. There's tons of flowers. Tell us a little bit about what this area of the school is like for students.
The Rock is used in a lot of different ways for different groups of people, like clubs, or yeah, basically people kind of paint the Rock as symbolism for memorials or for clubs and things like that, as ways of advertisement and things like that. But I think the Rock right now is being used in its best way. It's an MSU tradition, and it's honoring those who we lost.
And you were on campus on Monday. Tell us a little bit about what that was like for you.
I was at my club meeting, and we were having an alumni panel, and there was a message that came on screen, and everyone kind of started whispering, and our phones were blowing up, and that it said "Run, Hide, Fight," and that there was an active shooter on campus. And in that moment, I didn't really know what to do other than call my mom and tell her that there was an active shooter, and that I love her, and that I was just going to find a way to get out of campus, and that's what we did.
You left campus?
Yeah, we ran to the parking lot, and we got in a car, and we passed the scene where it happened, and it was just nothing like I'd ever seen before. So.
And what are you guys saying to one another? When I saw people, hugging, leaning on one another, what are you guys saying to each other?
There's so much to be said, but there's not many words to say. I know a lot of people are just asking each other how they are. There's been so much support within my friend group and within class group chats and different social media platforms that we're all on, and even from people who don't go here in my life and things like that. So it's been really great to just have so much support come in. Yeah, it's just really hard.
Is there anything you wish people could understand about what you've been through and everyone here at MSU's been through?
I'm honestly still processing. I think that's a lot of the reason that, when people say that they're numb, that really is how you feel. I really don't know how I feel other than obviously just devastated and distraught, but numb is probably the best way to describe it. And I don't know, it's one of those things that you truly can't know about until you go through it. And even if you don't go through it, you know how devastating it is. But to really live through it, it's definitely changed who I am. So,
thank you so much, Kathleen. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you.
Another big point in the vigil, they wanted to send prayers to the other injured people that were during the people that were injured during the shooting, praying for them, as well as the doctors and nurses. And actually, we were talking to some students who are trying to spread the word about a school walkout that they're trying to organize. They say that eventually it could be an entire state school walkout planned for next week. So we're talking to students about that, trying to learn some more information, because like many people here have said tonight, they're just hoping that maybe some change can come after this tragedy. For now, reporting live from Michigan State University, Kelly Vaughn, CBS News Detroit.
All right. Thank you so much, Kelly. That's kind of a through line that we've heard from a lot of these students here, is that they're turning their pain, their despair into action. It is, nice to see all of the students leaning on each other, and it's striking to me how many of the students who spoke with Kelly out there at the Rock say that they're just numb, and even being at this event tonight sort of helped them to accept the reality and to begin that process of healing and just to start processing.
Yeah, and certainly you can't imagine what anyone's going through in that circumstance, and the range of emotions from disbelief to anger to sadness to worrying about your safety in that moment. And we had stories earlier on CBS News Detroit earlier today about students were going to the Capitol to try to fight for change and rallying for change with gun laws and more restrictions. So hopefully nothing like this ever happens again, but we've seen this uptick in school shootings last year and to start 2023, and people wonder, when is this going to end?
Yeah, it's very easy to see and to understand their frustration and exhaustion, as so many students have said. How many have we heard say, well, yeah, I went to high school, so I went through the drills. I knew it was a possibility. This is something that we've become so used to, which is devastating.
And there are students there that were a part of the Oxford situation 15 months ago. And now we are talking about our second school shooting in the state of Michigan in 15 months. And there have been other warnings and issues at other schools across the state over the last year, and you wonder, for someone like myself, it's a parent that's sending children to school, having a kid right now that's in elementary school to go through that training, to wonder, are they going to come home every night, is just, it's a tough thing that's in the back of your mind that you wonder every single day.
Yeah, everyone agrees that it's far too many. It's far too many. Stay with us. We will have continuing coverage of the vigils happening tonight after the break.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Macomb County. Hi, we're CBS News Detroit. But we don't just cover the news here. We're also here, and everywhere in between. The places you live, work, and play in Southeast Michigan. We're talking less of this and more of the stories that actually matter to you.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock.
That's right. Local news just found a home in your neighborhood. We're CBS News Detroit, live, streaming, and on demand. Nice to meet you. CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Wayne County. CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Monroe County.
CBS News Detroit, the stories you care about.
Live, streaming, and on demand. We're on your block, around the clock.
Southeast Michigan news whenever you want it.
We live here. We work here.
From North Branch to Southgate.
East Point to Westland.
Wherever you live, we're here for you.
Making a difference in your neighborhood.
CBS News Detroit, live, streaming, and on demand. Building a better newscast, one story at a time.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Oakland County. It's here, the new CBS News Detroit.
Covering every corner of our community.
With experienced journalists, uncovering the stories that truly matter to you.
Making a difference in your neighborhood.
And weather experts, always looking ahead to prepare you for what's next. Live, streaming, and on demand, with more hours of local news coming soon.
Southeast Michigan news whenever you want it, right here on CBS News Detroit.
Weekdays at 5, 6, and 11, and streaming live.
Welcome back to CBS News Detroit at 7 o'clock. We continue our coverage of the vigils across the state of Michigan tonight as we remember the victims that died in Monday's mass school shooting at Michigan State University. We're going to go back now to Ibrahim Samara at the Grosse Pointe Memorial Church in Grosse Pointe Farms, the area where both Ariel Anderson and Brian Fraser grew up. Ibrahim.
Jeff, the prayer vigil just wrapped up just moments ago. As you can see behind me, some people are just filing out now. We've seen a lot of Michigan State students, a lot of people who went to Grosse Pointe, both Grosse Pointe high schools, respectively, who knew Ariel Anderson and, of course, Brian Fraser. And, of course, this was a very heavy. The energy was very heavy in the room. I mean, obviously, a lot of people are heartbroken, very sad. This is a community that is heartbroken, just like in East Lansing. I mean, what happened this past week has not only touched them, but also touched two of their own. Again, Brian Fraser, he graduated from Grosse Pointe South High School. Ariel Anderson from Grosse Pointe North, both graduated the same year in 2021. For Brian, he was on the swim and dive team, was a president of a fraternity at MSU, and then for Ariel, just overall a great, loving, and compassionate person, one that her family describes as someone who will be willing to give you more love than she receives, and that kind of speaks to the two folks here that were remembered here tonight. But also, we'd be remiss not to mention Alexandria Werner up in Clawson, where a vigil was held there tonight on the football field, and so really, Jeff, it's hard to witness and see the heartbreak in the room. It's hard to sit here as not only a journalist but as a person and see people with tears in their eyes, hugging, comforting each other at a time where people are mourning. But one thing that is clear is that although the last memories of these three folks that we lost in this shooting are very tragic and hard to look back on, this community here in Grosse Pointe refused to make that the memory that they'll be remembered by, and that's one thing to stand on right here in Grosse Pointe. But for now, reporting live here in Grosse Pointe Farms, we send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Ibrahim. I can't imagine what those friends, family, and loved ones are going through tonight, remembering Ariel Anderson and Brian Fraser there, as well as Alexandria Werner.
Yeah, we are going to take you back now to East Lansing, to the Michigan State University campus, where CBS News Detroit's Kelly Vaughn is standing by. A vigil wrapped up there close to an hour ago, but thousands of people turned out, and many of them stayed after it wrapped to just lean on each other. Kelly has been talking with a few of them, and I understand you have two more folks that have just joined you now, Kelly.
Yes, we've spoken to a lot of students here, but as I mentioned before, it's not just students. The whole community showed out, and we've got Heather and Marissa here. You got to check out their signs. They're offering free mom hugs. So it's been full of sadness, a night full of sadness, but there's just such a need for warmth at this time. So they've been longtime community members. Heather's actually works at MSU, and you're a long time. You've been here your whole life, you said. So when this happened on Monday, this had to hit home.
Absolutely. It was devastating to hear it happening on campus and reacting, and our students, we were very, very concerned about the students here on campus.
And let's read your sign. It says, free mom hugs, tap on the shoulder, I'll hold you tight until you let go, just like a mom would do if she were here. You've been giving out a lot of hugs today?
We've been giving out a lot of hugs from students who have been telling us that their parents are overseas, in Florida. I've heard from many students who they've talked to their parents, but they haven't been able to physically touch their parents yet, and are so grateful for just that mom presence. And I just made sure that I whispered to each one how proud I was of them, that they were so brave at a time when they just shouldn't have to be. And they just seemed so grateful, and it was the least I could do as a mom.
Feels like this event's been kind of cathartic for a lot of students. They said they haven't let themselves feel a lot until tonight. And do you think that's another reason it's important you can be here, because that's a support that you can't get from your friends?
Absolutely. I think a good mom hug we really both experienced lots and several students breaking down when we were just hugging them tightly. They just needed that reassurance that hopefully everything's going to be okay.
And what's it like for you all to see your community go through this and have seen this happen at many other schools? What can you do?
It's just devastating. We have to have change. We have to.
We are at a point where it had hit you home with Oxford, and this is in our literal backyard. This is our home, and this is not okay. We have to have change. This thoughts and prayers aren't working. Our children are dying. This is not okay.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you. I had to pull them away because they've been standing here by this huge pile of flowers with their signs offering hugs, so I appreciate you guys taking the time. And like she said, many people here are just hoping that something changes. For now, reporting live from Michigan State University, Kelly Vaughn, CBS News Detroit.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kelly. It's beautiful what they're offering. Something so simple, but you understand completely why they're saying some of the students are breaking down as soon as you do have that human touch, that feeling of a warm embrace, someone who understands how afraid and how brave all of these students have been.
Friends, classmates, people that you share a dorm with, to lose a loved one, a friend, a classmate, just going to school, it just should not happen.
We will take a quick break and we'll be right back.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Macomb County. Hi, we're CBS News Detroit. But we don't just cover the news here. We're also here, and everywhere in between. You know, the places you live, work, and play in Southeast Michigan. We're talking less of this and more of the stories that actually matter to you.
CBS News Detroit. On your block, around the clock.
That's right. Local news just found a home in your neighborhood. We're CBS News Detroit. Live, streaming, and on demand. Nice to meet you. CBS News Detroit. On your block, around the clock in Wayne County. CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Monroe County.
CBS News Detroit, the stories you care about.
Live, streaming, and on demand. We're on your block, around the clock.
Southeast Michigan news whenever you want it.
We live here. We work here.
From North Branch to Southgate.
East Point to Westland.
Wherever you live, we're here for you.
Making a difference in your neighborhood.
CBS News Detroit. Live, streaming, and on demand. Building a better newscast, one story at a time.
CBS News Detroit, on your block, around the clock in Oakland County. It's here, the new CBS News Detroit.
Covering every corner of our community.
With experienced journalists, uncovering the stories that truly matter to you.
Making a difference in your neighborhood.
And weather experts, always looking ahead to prepare you for what's next. Live, streaming, and on demand, with more hours of local news coming soon.
Southeast Michigan news whenever you want it, right here on CBS News Detroit.
Weekdays at 5, 6, and 11, and streaming live.
Welcome back to CBS News Detroit at 7 o'clock. We saw many vigils tonight across the state of Michigan as we honor and remember the 3 Michigan State students who lost their lives Monday in that deadly mass shooting at Michigan State University. And one of the people we spoke with tonight that sticks out is really her just saying she's just numb and numb to lose a classmate and to not only go through this again, as we've seen so many school shootings across our country and the uptick of these unfortunate events go on.
Yeah, I think it's so important to have these events, and there are more. There are other vigils taking place, I'm sure outside of the state of Michigan as well, but we took you to these 3 tonight to see how people are leaning on each other. And as somebody said at the University of Michigan vigil in Ann Arbor tonight, they were encouraging everyone to feel those feelings and really just accept what you're going through right now and lean on those you have around you. And it's nice to see so many people doing that in this impossibly difficult time.
You know, you think of just about those 2 schools and the animosity they have toward one another on the court, on the football field, but tonight they stand with those students at Michigan State University and the entire school coming together to rally behind them. They are all Spartans tonight. Let's take a look one more time at the DIAG, the University Vigil tonight, taking place in Ann Arbor as they remember the 3 MSU students who died on Monday in the mass shooting.